Inning of that previous game today. Pops this one up on the right side. Kendall calling for it and will make the play for out number one. So a much less eventful first at bat for Boggs in this game than what he had in the last one.
Cameron Carroll.
Cameron Carroll to the plate now. He's playing over at third. We're playing underneath mostly cloudy skies. Temperature probably in the low 60s and the wind blowing out towards left center field here on the hilltop. Vaughn, lefty's first pitch to Carroll is going to be bunted at, but missed for strike one. Carroll coming into the tournament was batting a team-high 375. 9 out of 24. Has yet to get an extra base hit this year, but does have 3 RBIs and a couple of runs scored. Next pitch to him from Vaughn is sliced foul to the right side. His count goes to 0-2. Grand Haven Nursing Home is not only a full-scale skilled nursing facility, they also offer physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Call 234-2050 for more information. Vaughn peers in to get the sign from his battery mate, Lucas Harrington, and the next pitch is going to be just a little bit outside, running the count to 1-2. 1 out, nobody on for Greenup here in the top of the first. We're just underway, getting started just a wee bit early. So hopefully everybody who wanted to get here has gotten here. Next pitch is going to be taken down low, which will even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harrison County in this tournament defeated Scott 13-7 back on Thursday before knocking off Dixie Heights last night 5-3. Here's a slow bouncer to the left side of the mound. Vaughn grabs it, fires on to first base for out number 2. So quickly 2 up and 2 down for the catcher, Carson Wireman. Because of injuries and illness, Wireman, who is a fantastic pitcher, has been forced into playing behind the plate in this tournament. First time since I believe he's a freshman he's had to play behind the plate, but has played pretty well in the first 2 games that Greenup County has played in this tournament. First pitch to him from Vaughn is going to be ticking on the inside corner for strike one. Wireman coming into the tournament, if I can find him here, batting .356. Leads the team in hits with 16, has 4 doubles, 9 RBIs. Here's a foul ball to the right side now to play as the count goes to 0-2 on Wireman. The other 2 games that Greenup County's played in this tournament, last night they knocked off LCA 5-3, coming from behind to win that game. But then earlier, lost to Dixie 12-2 and 5. Game that got away from them early with a 6-run second inning by Dixie Heights. So next pitch is outside, running the count to 1-2. Talk about Corey, this being his second start of the season. The wind and the next pitch is going to be outside as the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. In his previous start, Corey went the distance, giving up just 3 hits while striking out 13. Gave up 1 run, but it was unearned. Next pitch is fouled off to the right side now to play. So the count will remain at 2-2. Remember, here in about 4 hours, Starry Night up at the Hilltop at the auditorium where the best and brightest of the talents, or at least many of them from grades K through 12, will participate in a talent show. Here's a shot into right field for a base hit. So a 2-out single for Wireman keeps the inning going here in the top of the first for the Musketeers. Cleanup batter Brock Kitchen now come to the plate. Kitchen playing over at first base today. On the season, he's batting .375, which is tied for first on the team. Has a team-leading 5 doubles. Also leads the team in RBIs with 13. And also co-leader on the team in getting hit by a pitch. That's happened 3 times to the left-handed batter. Over at first base, Kendall holding the runner Wireman on. First pitch is up high, and now heading down to second base is Wireman, and I think it caught Harrington by surprise as he didn't fire it on down at first. So almost maybe a delayed steal, you could call that. The second stolen base of the season for Wireman in 3 chances, but puts him into scoring position and a 1-0 count on Kitchen. Greenup County in their black tops with Greenup in yellow across the front in script letters in their white baseball pants as the next pitch is going to be inside for ball 2. Meanwhile, Harrison County in their maroon tops with Breds and block letters across the front and their pinstripe white baseball pants. Out in left field, Lewis playing right at the edge of the bank. And now they're going to intentionally pass Kitchen. So he'll get the free pass on down. His 6th walk of the season. That's 2nd most on the team.
Underwood.
So with 2 on and 2 out, Cohen Underwood, the pitcher, will come to the plate. Underwood coming into the tournament, batting just .238 on 5 of 21. Has a double and 5 RBIs. Vaughn takes a look back at second. Now the pitch to the plate is going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. Underwood, a sophomore. This team has a good mix of seniors and younger people. Next pitch is curveball that curves way too far inside, evening up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Vaughn, after retiring the first 2 batters, gives up a single to right by Wireman and then an intentional pass to Kitchen. Looks back at second again. The pitch is going to be smacked foul to the left side, so the count will remain 1 and 2. Your State Farm agent, Joe Cochran, is like your good neighbor and ready to help you save by building home and auto and more. Call Joe to learn more at 234-3813. Underwood steps back in, trying to help his own cause here. The pitcher for Greenup County. Chokes up on the bat handle about an inch. So the next pitch is delivered on the inside corner for strike 3 for our first Canuck Law strikeout of the game that ends the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, 2 left. We're heading to the bottom of the first with your score. Greenup County nothing and Harrison County coming to bat. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. We're heading to the bottom of the first inning. Harrison County will try to put some runs on the board here in the initial inning. Leading off will be the shortstop, Cliffy McIlvain. He'll be followed by Elijah Harris, the second baseman. Batting third will be Gunnar Cole, the center fielder. And in the cleanup spot will be the right fielder, Cameron White. Fifth place batter will be Corey Vaughn, who's out on the mound. He'll be followed by Mason Smiley at third. In the 7th spot, the catcher, Lucas Harrington. He'll be followed by the left fielder, Jay Sean Lewis. And rounding out the batting order today for the Breds will be Malachi Feeback, the designated hitter. He's batting for the first baseman, J.D. Kendall. So once again for the Breds, McIlvain, Harris, Cole, White, Corey Vaughn, Smiley, Harrington, Lewis, and Feeback. Defensively for Greenup, Carson Wireman's behind the plate with Brock Kitchen at first and Cade Hunt at second. Cameron Carroll's at third with Elijah Hankins at short. Hunter Clevenger's out in left field. Matthew Boggs is in center with Jonah Gibson in right. All backing up Cohen Underwood's pitching. Underwood making his 5th appearance of the year, his 3rd start so far this season. He's thrown 12 in the 3rd innings, giving up 14 hits and just 4 walks while striking out 17. So numbers very similar to Corey Vaughn. Has a record of 1-1 on the year, and by giving up 6 runs, 6 earned runs, has an ERA of 3.41.
Now batting, number 25, Cliffy McIlvain.
McIlvain will start things off. Cliffy on the year batting .429 on 15 out of 35. Has a double and 13 RBIs. He's also scored 13 runs. First delivery to him from Underwood is going to be taken outside and low for ball 1. Reds 12-1, that lone loss coming to Milton High School down in Florida. A game Harrison County basically gave away, a 4-2 loss to the Panthers. Next pitch is down low. The count goes 2-0. Next week, we'll start things off on Tuesday as Pendleton County will come calling. Harrison County beat the Wildcats up in Falmouth earlier this year, 14-0 in 5. Next pitch is way inside as the count goes to 3-0, which is very unusual. As we said, only 4 walks have been given up by Underwood in his 12 1/3 innings of pitching. Next Wednesday, we'll host Model here on the Hilltop at 5:30, and then on Thursday, we'll make the long trip, just kidding, to Bourbon County. Then finish things up on Friday at Montgomery County. Next pitch taken all the way by McIlvain, running the count to 3-1. Cliffy and Elijah Harris flip-flopping what we normally have. Normally Harris leads off and McIlvain bats second, but coach experimenting with the batting order and flipped him. Next pitch is a slow bouncer back to the mound, knocked down by Underwood. He'll have enough time to fire it over to first baseman Brock Kitchen for out number 1. They'll bring Elijah Harris to the plate. Elijah, as we said, out at second base. He's now batting a team-high .514 on 18 out of 35. Leads the team in runs scored with 23. Has a couple of doubles, a triple, and a home run while driving in 12. Also leads the team in stolen bases with 17, and Collier with 9 walks, leading to a team best .630 on base percentage. Pitch is down low, and that came up and bit the catcher, Carson Wireman, for ball 1. And catchers, I think he was more ticked off with the ball as he kind of fired it into center field, as he'll wander around behind the plate to kind of get himself readjusted. And I tell you what, in the games today, the catchers have really put in some time. I think they may need some battle fatigue or something. But, yeah, Wireman not the best for wear. And you got to remember that Wireman's their 3rd string catcher forced into service, and he's done a really nice job through the first 2 games. Really nice for not having caught in 2 years. But that one, he'll remember that one as he'll head to the mound to further walk off that bouncing ball and basically hand the ball to Underwood before returning behind the plate. Visit El Paracutan Restaurant for a great meal at lunch or dinner, just like our Breds do. Enjoy their great buffet during lunch and delicious menu items for supper. That's El Paracutan in the Harrison Square. Now we'll get back to baseball with Harris at the plate with a 1-0 count on him. And the pitch is going to be just a wee bit high for ball 2. No score. We're still very early in this ball game. If you're driving around Santania and wondering what to do on this Saturday afternoon before Easter, Christmas, duh. Come on up to the Hilltop and sports your thoroughbreds. The next pitch is taken for a strike. 2-1 the count. Oh, and at the concession stand, they've got fried bologna. Now don't rush, but they've got fried bologna. I was so excited I had 2 fried bologna sandwiches, and they were good. Thank you, Larry Kendall, for cooking those things exactly right. First off, you burn them almost beyond recognition. So there's just that little bit of meat taste in the middle. Great job, Larry. Might have to have him come over home. 2-2 the count on the batter, Harris. As Underwood shakes off a sign from Wireman. I don't think so. Break-even pitch is smacked into center field. Boggs is there to make the grab as he only had to go to his left maybe 2 steps for out number 2. I'll bring Gunnar Cole to the plate. Gunnar out in center field, the lone senior on this year's Breds club. Batting even .400 on the year on 14 out of 35. Has a couple of doubles, a homer, and 8 RBIs. Try to get something started here in the bottom of the first. No score. 2 outs and nobody on. Underwood's first pitch is swung through and missed. 4-1. Sun peeking out from behind the clouds from time to time, but it's mostly cloudy. Next pitch is fouled off down to Shirley Field, where the Phillies normally play when they're at home, but right now they're on the road over at a Tri-State Showcase at both Boyd County High School and Russell. Earlier today, they defeated the Lady Red Devils 12-1. Next pitch taken for ball one. So back to my former point, support your Breds boosters by going to the concession stand and getting a fried bologna sandwich or a steak sandwich or a cheeseburger. It's all good. 1-2 to the plate's going to hit Cole in the back, right between the 3 and the 0. So Gunner, for only the second time this season, hit by a pitch, but it keeps the inning going for Cameron White. Cameron, the right fielder, made 2 exceptional defensive plays in last night's victory over Dixie, maybe even saving us a win.
Now batting, number 16, Cameron White.
Caught a ball with the bases loaded and 2 outs where he had to run a long, long way to make a grab that preserved Harrison's 5-3 win. Over at first base, Cole being held on by Kitchen. Gunner on the season has stolen 10 bases. Here he goes. The throw will not be in time. So Gunner now 11 for 11 in the stolen base department. And moves him into scoring position down at second base. White on the season at the plate, batting .294 on 10 out of 34. Does have 3 doubles, which is tied for the best on the team. Also has one of the team's 2 triples and 12 RBIs. 1-0 the count on White. Underwood takes a peek back at second. Now time called by Cameron. So he'll readjust before stepping back into the batter's box. Now ready to go. Cole with good speed. A hit into the outfield should score him as the next pitch is taken on the inside corner for a strike, evening things out at 1-1. White on the season with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, batting .444, which is very, very good. So a good man to have at the plate in this situation. We'll look back at second. And the 1-1 pitch is going to be just outside. And you could almost see the home plate umpire thinking about calling it a strike, as he kind of took a long peek outside before finally deciding it was off the plate. Tell you what, though, one of the umpires we had yesterday, that would have definitely been a strike, because he was calling everything about 6 inches outside a strike. Consistent, but hitters didn't like it. Next pitch is a bouncer to the right side, gloved by the second baseman Hunt. He'll fire on to first baseman Kitchen for out number 3. So as it ends up, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. As we head to the top of the second, your score: Harrison County nothing and Greenup County likewise. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at Mack Whitaker Field, the Harrison Memorial Hospital Invitational, the 7th, and I think that's the 6th and final game of this tournament being played right now. And in the top of the second, no score. It'll be Dakota Toole, Elijah Hankins, and Hunter Clevenger coming to the plate for the Musketeers, facing off against Corey Vaughn, who gave up a hit and a walk in that first inning, but no runners came across the plate. Toole, the designated hitter, batting for the right fielder, Jonah Gibson. We'll look at his numbers after this first delivery to him from Vaughn. Corey wheels and deals the first pitch, which is sliced foul. Now he'll play the right side for strike 1. Toole, coming into the tournament, was batting .273 on 3 of 11 in limited playing time. Has a double, but no RBIs. He has scored 3 runs. Vaughn's next pitch is going to bounce up there for ball 1. evening up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck, taking some practice swings is Hankins. Now Toole back into the batter's box. Outfield playing in pretty much straight away. Left fielder Lewis fairly deep. The 1-1 delivery is way outside. I think that one got away from Corey. This count goes to 2 balls and a strike. As we said, the Phillies earlier today winning at Russell 12-1. Let's say right as we speak, they're playing a team called Gallia Academy of Ohio at Russell High School. Hopefully we'll find out the score of that game before this one here ends. Next pitch is fouled off as the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind blowing from left to right and rather briskly. So the next pitch is swung on and missed. Harrington drops the ball. He'll have to fire it on down to first base, which he does. So another Knupplaw strikeout delivered by Corey Vaughn for the first out of the inning. Elijah Hankins to the plate now.
Elijah Hankins.
Hankins, the shortstop, coming into the tournament, was batting .278 on 10 of 36. Has a double and 5 ribbies to his credit. Also scored 10 runs, which is second most on the team. First pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. Hankins wears the number 11 on the back of his jersey. Over at third base, Smiley a couple of steps in on the infield grass. As Cole moves into the right center gap. Next pitch is fouled off to the right side and out of play. 0-2 now the count to Hankins. Thoroughbred baseball is a matter of pride. Republican candidate for County Judge Executive Scott Harrington would like to wish the Breds the best of luck in the 2022 season. Wind and the next pitch is fouled off the right side. This count remains 0-2. Phillies will be back in action on Monday as they'll play down at Nicholasville at East Jesmond. That's a 5:45 start. Then on Tuesday, they'll return to the Hilltop to have an important district game against Nicholas County. You can hear that game on our app. Ed Lewis will bring you all the play-by-play of that one. So next pitch is high. Running the count to 1-2. Phillies will have another district game at Pendleton County on Wednesday of next week as well. Flash the sign, Harrington to the mound. The wind and Vaughn's 1-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Another Knupplaw strikeout delivered by Corey Vaughn, his 3rd in a row.
Now batting, number 25, Hunter Clevenger.
Hunter Clevenger, the left fielder, will now come to the plate. The 8th place batter in the order. Coming into the tournament, batting .316 on 12 of 38. Leads the team in runs scored with 11 and walks with 7. So gets on base a lot. First pitch is swung on and missed. A shoulder-high fastball that Clevenger couldn't lay off of. This count goes to 0-1. Talking about the wind blowing left to right. If somebody gets it up into that jet stream, it's going to carry. Next pitch is up high as the count evens up at 1-1. On the opposite side, somebody gets it up towards left field. It might knock down something that might possibly get out of here. Let's see how things happen. The wind and the 1-1 pitch is tipped foul. Running the count to 1-2. 2 outs, nobody on for Greenup here in the top of the second. Still no score. And what, in effect, is the championship game of this tournament by default, because LCA and Sayre had other plans and kind of mixed up the original schedule of this tournament. But the good thing is we're getting to play 3 games in 3 days. Here's a little pop-up foul, and now to play the right side. So the count remains 1-2 on Clevenger. Uh-oh, part of Corey Vaughn's jersey. He's untucked. I'm surprised they haven't stopped everything so he could tuck it back in. The 1-2 is hit into left field. Coming on, Jay-Sean Lewis makes the grab for out number 3. So the Musketeers are retired in order here in the second. And as we go to the bottom half of the frame, your score remains Harrison County nothing and Greenup County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County, nothing. And Greenup County, nothing as well. Here in the bottom of the second, Corey Vaughn, Mason Smiley, and Lucas Harrington will be coming to the plate against Owen Underwood. I'll remind everyone that if you have a big group to feed, you can't beat the deal on a Beast Pizza. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235-SNAP. Vaughn on the season, taking a look at his stats. Batting .436 on 17 of 39. Those 17 hits, the most on the team. First pitch is taken on the outside corner for strike one. Corey with a couple of doubles and 3 home runs, 13 RBIs as well. A .718 slugging percentage. Next pitch from Underwood is going to be outside and low as well, evening up the count at 1-1 to the leadoff batter for the Breds here in the bottom half of the second inning. Over in left field, Clevenger playing him at the base of the bank. His next pitch is swung on and missed, an eye-high fastball that you could tell that Corey wanted to stop, but his mind didn't get the message to his hands quick enough, and he swung through it for strike two. Number 44 levels the bat as Underwood winds and fires the next pitch, and it's going to be outside and low, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good crowd on hand for today's game. Beautiful day for baseball here on the Hilltop. And it's not all that cool out there. Next pitch is up high, and that'll load up the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Vaughn has only walked has not walked this year. Been hit by a pitch once, but has not walked. Payoff pitch is going to be popped up foul, and that'll play the left side. So the count will remain 3-2. Talking about the Phillies earlier. Next Friday, they'll participate in the Class 2A state tournament down at Owensboro's Jack Fisher Complex. This next pitch to Vaughn is going to be taken on the outside part of the plate for strike 3. First strikeout recorded by Underwood in the game. Now bring Mason Smiley to the plate. Mason on the year now has raised his average to .357 after going 4 for 7 in his last 3 games.
Now batting, number
Has
36,
hit
Mason
2 home
Smiley.
runs. Those 2 home runs coming in the last 3 games. He's also now driven in 7. As his bat is heating up as the weather starts at least getting a little bit warmer. First pitch taken for strike 1. The wind by Underwood, and the next pitch is going to stay up high. Back to the Phillies next Friday in the Class 2A state. They'll play at 4 o'clock against 11th-ranked Lexington Catholic, the top-rated team in that particular tournament. So the Phillies will have their hands full. The 1-1 pitch is going to be taken for a strike at the knees. So Smiley behind now, 1-2. Number 36 taps the plate with his bat as he awaits the next delivery to him from Underwood. And the 1-2 is tip foul into the mitt of Wireman for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the second inning for Underwood. Now we'll bring Lucas Harrington to the plate. Harrington batting .400 on the year on 10 out of 25.
Now batting,
Tied for the
number
team
3,
lead in doubles with
Lucas
3.
Harrington.
He's also driven in 10 runs. Wind still flapping out towards right center field. First pitch is a bouncer down the first base line. Gloved by Brock Kitchen, and he'll outrace Harrington to the bag for out number 3. So just like the Musketeers in the top half of this second inning, Harrison County goes down 1-2-3 in the bottom half. So as we head now to the top of the third, your score, Harrison County nothing and Greenup County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, 2 innings are in the books, and so far nothing has been decided as both the Musketeers and the Thoroughbreds have gone scoreless. Here in the top half of the third, it'll be 9, 1, and 2 coming to the plate for Greenup. Cade Hunt, Matthew Boggs, and Cameron Carroll.
Cade Hunt.
Hunt wears the number 1 on the back of his jersey. Coming into the tournament was batting .243 on 9 of 37. Has a double and 4 RBIs and 7 runs scored. Lays the bat on his back shoulder as Vaughn's first delivery to him is going to be slapped into right center field for a base hit. An extra base hit that will allow Hunt to move into second base, leading off the third inning. For Hunt, his second double of the season.
Now batting,
so for the
number 2,
second time in the
Matthew
first
Boggs.
3 innings, the Musketeers get a runner in scoring position. They were unable to score when that happened back in the first. Matthew Boggs at the plate now. He popped out to first on the first pitch he saw. His first at-bat. McIlvain trying to keep the runner close at second. Now squaring to bunt is Boggs, but he bunts it foul to the left side for strike 1. Coming into the tournament, Boggs was batting .237 on 9 of 38. Stilling for his first extra base hit of the season, although he has driven in 5. But just good to see him back out there after getting hit in the chin by an 88-mile-an-hour fastball in the game prior to this one. They've got him patched up pretty good with the best means possible, but it's anticipated he's going to need about 6 or 7 stitches. This count goes 1 ball and 1 strike on Boggs, the center fielder. I think if he had had his druthers, he would have gone ahead and played in that last game. Here's a bunt to the left side and a good one. Vaughn's will have his left foot go out from underneath of him before he makes the throw, so all hands are safe. So give that one an infield single.
Now batting, number 9, Cameron
So
Carroll.
runners on the corners as on the play. Hunt moves to third for Cameron Carroll. Carroll, a bouncer back to the mound when he came to bat before over at first base. Kendall holding Boggs on. Boggs has stolen 3 bases this year. Now a throw over there, but not in time. And Kendall, just by his body English, seemed to be kind of surprised by that throw over there. So let's not surprise our first baseman. About a step and a half lead at first base by Boggs. Vaughn's pitch to the plate. It's going to be a pop-up in foul territory. Kendall tripped over the first base bag. It's going to be, well, out of play anyway for strike 1. Kentuckians are good as their word. Know you can trust Kentucky's insurance company. Call Harrison County Farm Bureau today at 234-4514 and ask for Dustin or Amy. Infield about halfway with runners on the corners and nobody out. Next pitch is going to stay high as the count goes even at 1-1. Musketeers trying to find some offense after scoring 5 runs against LCA, but just 2 earlier today in the loss to Dixie. Next pitch is going to stay high. Here's a snap throw down to third, but oh, they got him. Snap throw by Harrington, guns down the runner at third base, Cade Hunt, who had wandered too far away from the bag. No argument by the third base coach, so it evidently was a pickoff. 2-5. All right, count goes to 2-1 on the batter Carroll with that runner still at first. Swing and a tip foul into the mid of Harrington. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tell you what, Lucas Harrington has got to be one of the best catchers in this state. He just doesn't make very many mistakes at all and has a strong arm. His future is very bright. Break-even pitch is fouled off of the backstop. So the count remains at 2-2. This is the 6th meeting between Harrison County and Greenup County on the baseball field. Greenup has won 3 of those previous 5. Last time we played these guys was back in May of 2014 at that one-day showcase over at Franklin County High School. In that game, Greenup County beat the Breds 7-0 some 8 years ago. Next pitch is taken for a ball to load up the count at 3-2. 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the third. No score. Next pitch is going to hit the batter. So Carroll will get the free pass on down to first base, putting runners at first and second with 1 man out for Carson Wireman.
Batting, number 3, Carson Wireman.
Wireman single to right, stole second, but got stranded there. Along with his other attributes, Wireman, a pretty decent basketball player as well, averaged a little over 10.5 points per game this past year for the Musketeers. But his true talent is pitching, which he'll probably do in Monday's game against Lewis County, being that that's a district game. First pitch is taken on the inside corner for a strike. Greenup County coached by Greg Logan, who is in his 15th year at the helm of the Musketeers. A look back at second by Vaughn, and the pitch is going to be slapped into right field. White is there to make the grab. Thinking about tagging at second was Boggs, but at the last second wisely decided against it as the ball gets back into the infield fairly quickly. But now there are 2 outs with those runners still at first and second.
Number 7, Brock Kitchen.
Brock Kitchen, the batter. He was intentionally passed his first time up. So Kitchen standing in there trying to, if nothing else, get Boggs home from second base to break this scoreless tie in the top of the third inning. Here's a pickoff attempt to first base, but Kendall unable to glove it, so diving back in time was Carroll. First base coach telling Carroll to watch out. In left field against the left-handed batter, Lewis right at the edge of the bank. Don't know if Kitchen has that kind of power the opposite way. Next pitch is swung on and missed. Nice hard fastball that Kitchen couldn't keep up with. 0-1 the count to him. Wind still lofting out towards right center field. Next pitch is fouled out of play behind us, and quickly Vaughn ahead in the count 0-2. Trying to get out of the inning unscathed. Cynthiana Hardee's is ready to take care of you, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Hardee's is a proud supporter of the Breds and the Phillies. Choking up on the bat handle about a half an inch is the batter Kitchen, and the 0-2 is swung on and missed for a strike 3. Another Knuplau strikeout delivered by Corey Vaughn, his 4th of the game. No runs in the inning. There were a couple of base hits, no errors, and 2 left. We're heading to the bottom of the third, and your score remains Harrison County nothing, and Greenup County as well. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. All righty, back here at the Hilltop. We're heading to the bottom half of the third inning of a scoreless tie between Harrison County and Greenup County. J. Sean Lewis, Malachi Feeback, and then back to the top, and Cliffy McIlvain for the Breds. Lewis playing out left field, trying to break out of an 0-for-8 slump over his last 4 games. We know he's got the talent. We saw it last year. But it'd be good if he could go ahead and break out of it. Now would be a good time. Left-handed hitting freshman waits the first delivery from Underwood, and it's going to be taken outside and high for ball 1. Lewis has all kinds of natural talent. He just needs to harness it. Next pitch is popped up on the left side. Third baseman Carroll there for out number 1. So 5 straight have now been retired by Underwood. They'll bring Malachi Fee back to the plate. Fee back, the designated hitter. Batting for the first baseman, J.D. Kendall.
Now batting, number 24, Malachi Feeback.
Right now, Malachi about as hot as any batter on this Thoroughbred team. Right now in the midst of a 9-game hitting streak. The first pitch is taken for strike 1. In those 9 games, he's gone 12, makes that 13 for 24 with 15 RBIs. The wind and the 0-1 is going to stay at the letters for strike 2. 0-2 the count now to Feeback. Overall in the year, he's batting .424 on 14 out of 33. 3 doubles, a team high 4 home runs, and also leads the team with 19 RBIs. But leading off, nobody on base to drive in as the next pitch is high and outside for ball 1. There is 1 out in the inning. Feeback crowding the plate just a bit as Underwood's 1-2 is delivered. A bouncing ball to the left side. Hankins grabs it, throws it to first base, pulling the first baseman off the bag. That's an infield single. So with 1 on and 1 out, Malachi Feeback has just extended his hitting streak to 10 games in a row. He'll be held on at first base by Brock Kitchen. As we go back to the top of the order, and Cliffy McIlvain. McIlvain bounced back to the mound his first time up.
Cliffy McIlvain.
First base coach Taylor Hill giving Feeback some strategizing information. Over at third, Carroll several steps in on the infield grass as McIlvain squares to bunt. The only play for Carroll is to first base where he will retire McIlvain. Now making a wide turn at second base was Feeback, but wisely retreats back to second base. But the sacrifice is successful in that it moves Feeback into scoring position. So they'll bring Elijah Harris to the plate. He had a fly ball out to center field his first time up.
Harris.
Come on, Elijah, let's get that run in from second base as the sun comes back out from behind the clouds. A look back at second by Underwood. And the pitch is going to be taken at the knees for strike 1. That's a pretty good pitch. Elijah batting in the second batting order today, as opposed to where he normally is at, which is at the top of the order. The 0-1 delivery is outside and low, evening up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Once again, Starry Night tonight at 7 up at the auditorium. Wheeling the bat around at the plate is Harris. And the 1-1 pitch is stroked down the left side, but foul by, good 3 feet anyway. Count, though, goes to 1-2 with 2 out and a runner on second in a scoreless game in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Farm Credit Mid-America offers short-term loans that handle the present so you can focus on the future. Contact Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 and learn more. Harris levels the bat, showing the pitcher Underwood where he'd like that next pitch to be. And now Underwood stepping off the back of the rubber to recollect himself. And now back on top of the rubber, getting the sign from his catcher Wireman. From the catcher Wireman, a wild pitch moves the runner Feeback on down to third. So now the first run of the game potentially just 90 feet away and a 2-2 count on Harris. First wild pitch of the game for Underwood. We'll take another wild pitch. That'd be fine. Harris, though, at the plate leveling the bat. And now time called by Elijah. A little cat and mouse game going on between pitcher and batter. And now everybody's ready to go. Break-even pitch is outside and low, loading up the count at 3-2. crowd here, best we've had all season long. Of course, it's a great day to come out and watch baseball. Wait a minute, every day is a great day to come out and watch baseball. Leveling the bat at the plate is Harris. And the payoff pitch is stroked foul to the right side and down to Shirley Field. So the count will remain 3 balls and 2 strikes. Track team today was hosting the Harrison County Invitational. That Invitational has concluded. Our track teams will move to Henry Clay on Tuesday for an all-comers. According to my source, Ryan Ennis, our guys did very well today. Next pitch is fouled off to the right side. But as I said, the ultimate sign of how well we did is how Rabu thinks we did. If Rabu's satisfied, then everybody else should be as well. 3-2 count after a couple of 2-strike foul balls by Harris. Harris has now fouled off 8 2-strike pitches this season, which is second best on the team. Time called by Elijah. It's a big at-bat, even though it's only the 3rd inning, as both pitchers seem to be on today. 3-2 pitch once again is outside ball 4. So runners on the corners now for Gunnar Cole. Cole was hit by a pitch, stole second, but died there back in the first in his only other plate appearance. Over at first base, Kitchen will hold Harris on.
Now batting, number 30, Gunnar Cole.
Harris, a good threat to run. He's 17 out of 19 this year, and you got the 3rd-string catcher behind the plate. Although the 3rd-string catcher has a fantastic arm. See how the Breds play it, and how the defense for Greenup County plays it as well. That also has to be a factor. Now stepping off the back of the rubber is Underwood, and now time called by Kitchen, as he wants to make sure that Underwood doesn't pay too much attention to Harris, but enough, which is a fine line to cross. Well, whenever you need him, Rick's Towing is there. Call him at 588-3882. You stall him, they'll haul him. That's Rick's Towing. Appreciate their sponsorship of Breds baseball this year. Time called now at the plate by Cole. Gunnar collects himself, and now he's ready to go as he crowds the plate. Underwood checks the runners, and the pitch is going to drop in there for a strike, and Harris faked like he was going to second base, but did not go all the way. 2 on, 2 out. No score here in the bottom of the 3rd. The Harris Memorial Invitation here at Mack Whitaker Field. Harris takes about a 2-step lead. And now the fake to third, fake to first, which I think in my lifetime I've seen work just one time. And to tell you how long ago it was I saw that work, the first baseman on the end of the play was Eddie Murray for Baltimore, which has been a while. Next pitch is shot into center field. Boggs moves over to his left about 10 steps and makes the grab for out number 3. So the Breds threaten but cannot score. No runs, a hit, no errors, 2 left. So we head now to the top of the 4th. Your score, Harrison County nothing and Greenup County as well. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCY. All righty, back here at the Hilltop. The third inning has been concluded, and to remind you, the third inning was brought to you by Horns Real Estate,
Now
where Paul
batting,
Wadlow is the
number
realtor.
4, Cohen
No score.
Underwood.
Cohen Underwood, Dakota Toole, and Elijah Hankins coming to the plate. Underwood struck out looking to end the first inning in his only other plate appearance. Choking up on the bat handle about an inch. Vaughn wheels and fires the first pitch, which is taken outside and low for ball one. Your numbers through the first three show Greenup, no runs, 3 hits, no errors, 4 left. Harrison County, no runs, just 1 base hit. Likewise playing errorless baseball and left 3 aboard. Next pitch is fouled off to the right side, evening up the count to the leadoff batter at 1-1. Ernie's Sports Bar is open 7 days a week with daily lunch specials and 14 TVs to catch the game on. Check them out at the corner of Pike and Main. Vaughn's 1-1 delivery is popped up down the right field line, and White dives to try to make a catch on that fly ball that ends up in foul territory but is unable to. So as it ends up, just a long strike, running the count to 1-2 on Underwood. We talked about the track team. The tennis team will be back in action on Thursday as they'll head to Winchester to take on Clark County. They'll remain on the road against 10th Region competition the very next day on Friday as they'll head the other direction up to Claryville to take on the Campbell County tennis team. Next pitch is up high, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So best of luck to the tennis team and the track team on Tuesday when they head to Henry Clay. The wind by Vaughn, and the break-even pitch is a bouncer to the right side. Harris is there to grab it. Fires on to first base to retire Underwood for the first out of the inning. Dakota Toole, the designated hitter, will now come to the
Now
plate.
batting, number 22, Dakota Toole.
Toole batting for the right fielder, Jonah Gibson. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. As Underwood taking his time getting back to the third base dugout. Toole wears the number 22 on the back of his jersey. Now we're ready to go. Over at third base, Smiley about 3 steps in on the infield grass. The first pitch is delivered down low for ball one. Wind still blowing out towards right center field, but not near as strong as it was at game time. So the next pitch is delivered inside and low. Where at the first part of the game, I think that if a ball had been hit to the jet stream, it would have carried. Not so sure about now. It's just not blowing that hard anymore. The sun comes in and goes back behind the clouds with regularity as the next pitch is swung on and missed. A pitch that appeared to be both low and outside. 2-1 the count. 1 out, nobody on, no score here in the top of the fourth. The Musketeers batting. Here's a pop-up on the right side in foul territory. Kendall near the dugout makes the grab for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down brings Elijah Hankins back to the plate. He also struck out his first time up.
Now batting, number 11, Elijah Hankins.
Well, this game mirroring more what we saw last night in close games. Harrison County beating Dixie 5-3 and Greenup knocking off LCA 5-3. The 2 games earlier today, but blowouts. So the first pitch is taken for ball one. In the first game, Dixie beat LCA 14-4 in 5 innings. In the game prior to this one, Dixie beat Greenup 12-2, also a 5-inning game. Here's a bouncing ball to the left side. Deep in the hole, McIlvain picks it up, throws all in one motion. His throw to first will not be in time. An infield single by Hankins keeps the inning alive for the Musketeers.
Now batting, number 25, Hunter Clevenger.
Hunter Clevenger now to the plate. He had a fly ball out to left field when he came to bat before. Over at first base, Kendall will hold Hankins on. Hankins, the leading stealer. Let's put it the other way. A stolen base leader with 8. But here's a pop-up into left center field. Calling for it, Gunnar Cole, and he'll bring it home for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. As we head now to the bottom of the fourth, your score, Harrison County nothing and Greenup County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, we're heading to the bottom of the 4th inning where Cameron White, Corey Vaughn, and Mason Smiley, the middle third of the order for the Breds, will take on Cohen Underwood. White, a bouncer to second base that ended the 1st inning in his only other plate appearance. Grand Haven Nursing Home is not only a full-scale skilled nursing facility, they also offer
Now
physical,
batting, number
occupational,
16,
and speech
Cameron
therapy.
White.
Call 234-2050 for more information. White stands in as the first pitch is high and inside, 4-1. Through his first 3 innings, Underwood has only thrown 47 pitches. Next delivery is tipped foul into the mid of Wireman, evening up the count at 1-1. Number 16 steps back into the batter's box as Underwood wheels and deals the 1-1 pitch, which will bounce up there, a 55-foot curveball that runs the count to 2-1 on the leadoff batter for the Thoroughbreds here in the bottom of the 4th. It's good the Breds are getting these types of games. It's all well and good for confidence to have big blowouts, but you need these games as well to see how to react in close games, thinking about the postseason. Here's a bouncer foul at the plate, which will even things up at 2-2. Your State Farm agent, Joe Cochran, is like your good neighbor and ready to help you save by bundling home and auto and more. Call Joe to learn more at 234-3813. Flashing the sign to the mound is Wireman to Underwood. Here's a bouncer to the left side and in the hole between short and third for a base hit. A seeing eye single by Cameron White leads things off for the Thoroughbreds. That's only the 2nd hit of the day that the Breds have gotten against Underwood. They'll bring Corey Vaughn to the plate. Vaughn, the pitcher,
Now
struck out his
batting,
first
number
time up.
34, Corey Vaughn.
Over at first, Kitchen will hold White on. On the season, White just 3 stolen bases. So not a real big threat to go. Over at third, Carroll anticipating a bunt. Several steps in on the infield grass. Corey levels the bat as Underwood takes a glance over to first to see where White is. And the pitch is going to be high and inside for ball 1. And at least on that pitch, Vaughn did not show that he was wanting to bunt, which means absolutely nothing about this next pitch. About a step and a half lead over at first base by White. The 1-0 pitch is sliced foul, and that'll play the right side. The count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. I think we mentioned that earlier today the Phillies knocked off Russell 12-1 in the Tri-State Showcase to improve on the year to 13-2. Taking on Gallia Ohio Academy. Game that may already be over. Next pitch is out of the strike zone, running the count to Vaughn at 2-1. 1 on, nobody out for the Breds in a scoreless game in the bottom of the 4th. Look over to first by Underwood. The 2-1 pitch is a bouncer to the left side. This could be trouble. Shortstop Hankins to second baseman Hunt. The return to first will not be in time, but they do retire the lead runner. So with 1 out, a runner at first base. Mason Smiley comes to the plate. Smiley struck out when he came to bat before.
Now batting, number 36, Mason Smiley.
Titan Maston will come in to run at first base for Vaughn. Maston with good speed. 7 for 7 in the stolen base department. Those 7 steals tied for third most on the team, in fact. Well, obviously, Carroll doesn't think that Smiley's going to bunt as he plays back. First pitch is going to be taken up high for ball 1. Out in left field, Clevenger right at the base of the bank. And the 1-0 pitch is going to hit him. So Smiley gets a free pass on down to first base for Mason. That is the 4th time he's been hit by a pitch this season. That ties him for team high with Harrington. So runners on first and second now. the third time in the first 4 innings in which the Breds have gotten a runner into scoring position, as Lucas Harrington will come to the plate.
Now
Harrington
batting,
grounded
number
out
3,
to first
Lucas
baseman his first
Harrington.
time up. See how the Breds play it here. Maston running for Vaughn at second. Smiley at first. The left-handed hitting Harrington at the plate. The stretch by Underwood. And the pitch is tapped foul for strike one. Visit El Paracutan Restaurant for a great meal at lunch or dinner, just like our Breds do. Enjoy their great buffet during lunch and delicious menu items for supper. That's El Paracutan in the Harrison Square. Number 3 levels the bat as he awaits the next pitch to him from Underwood, who takes a look at Maston at second. And the 0-1 delivery is going to bounce up there. Nice stop. Now here goes Maston down to third, and he's going to be caught. Well, obviously, Titan thought that ball was going to get past Wireman, so give Wireman a lot of credit for snagging that ball and making the strong throw down to third to catch Maston stealing for the second out of the inning. Count goes 2-5. Hanging on at first base was Smiley. Count goes 1-1 on Harrington. Can't waste opportunities. Out in center field, Boggs playing Harrington to pull. A lot of big gap in left center if Lucas can go the opposite way as the next pitch is high and outside, making the count 2-1. Kitchen continues to hold Smiley on as Harrington patiently awaits the next pitch to him from Underwood. And the 2-1 pitch is tipped foul into the mid of Wireman, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So at one time, looked like a positive inning for the Thoroughbreds. Right now, the Musketeers just 1 strike away from getting out of it unscathed and keeping the score 0-0. From the stretch, Underwood, the break-even pitch is a pop-up into shallow left field. Calling for it now, the shortstop, Hankins, and he'll pull it in for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We're heading now to the top of the 5th. And still, your score, Harrison County nothing, and Greenup County, they've got 0 as well. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCY. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, 4 innings are in the books. Still nothing has been decided. Cade Hunt, the 9th place batter. He'll be followed by Matthew Boggs and Cameron Carroll here in the top of the 5th against Corey Vaughn. Corey's first delivery to Hunt, who doubled his first time up, is fouled out of play to the right side for strike 1. Greenup through 4, no runs, 4 hits, no errors, 5 left. Harrison, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They've left 4 stranded. Hunt was picked off by Lucas Harrington after doubling and getting to third his first time up. Tips the next pitch, foul to Harrington for strike 2. Vaughn with 4 Knupplaw strikeouts in the game. Trying to get it done again here to the leadoff batter for Greenup in the 5th. The 0-2 pitch is a high chopper left side, backhanded in the hole by McIlvain. The long throw to first will be in time to snag Hunt by about a half a step. So 1 up and 1 down.
Now batting.
Will take us
number
back to the
2,
top of the order.
Matthew Boggs.
And Matthew Boggs. Boggs had a bunt single his last time up after popping out to first in his first plate appearance. Sun comes back out again. A lot of people sitting outside their cars on the bank watching today's game. Here's a shot into left field for a base hit. So Boggs likes the first pitch he sees and gets on base for the second consecutive time. They'll bring Cameron Carroll to the plate. Carroll has bounced back to the mound and also been hit by a pitch. Over at first, Boggs will be held on by Kendall. Anticipating a possible bunt, Smiley in on the infield grass at third. Vaughn's pitch is going to be up high. Carroll was squaring to bunt, but realizing the ball was going to be out of the strike zone, brought his bat back. It's got to the part of the game now where any run could be huge. Now, third base coach and head coach Greg Logan having a little chat with Cameron Carroll. Hey, folks, don't forget that the primary election is May the 17th. Vote for Scott Harrington, Republican candidate for County Judge Executive. Scott Harrington says, let's go Breds. Conversation between coach and player is over, and standing back in the batter's box is Carroll. Squares to bunt. As Vaughn's pitch is going to be up high, is going to be ball 2. Now we don't need to be starting to walk people. Let's see, Vaughn has only gone to a 3-ball count on one batter so far. He ended up hitting that batter, which was Carroll, in fact. Next pitch is fouled off. Count goes to 2-1. Carroll actually fouled off a 2-strike pitch before being hit by a delivery from Vaughn his first time. Squaring to bunt once again is Carroll. Now brings the bat back as the pitch is high and outside. Running the count to 3-1. Outfield playing him pretty much straight away. Squaring to bunt once again is Carroll. And the 3-1 pitch is at the knees for a strike. Carroll didn't think it was going to be anywhere close as he brought the bat back fairly early. But now the count loaded up at 3-2. Waggling the bat over his right shoulder is Carroll. Swings away at the next pitch, but it's going to be fouled out of play behind us. Now, last time he was at the plate, Carroll fouled off a 3-2 pitch and got hit by the next one. Sneaking away from first base is Boggs. Vaughn takes a look at him, and the payoff pitch again is going to be popped up in behind the plate. Harrington chasing, but he's going to run out of room as the ball hits the bleachers. So a couple of 2-strike foul balls by Carroll have kept him alive in this plate appearance. Well, in case you didn't catch it last night, the Cincinnati Reds lost to L.A. 3-1. Dodgers had a 6-run 8th inning to win that game. No, that's not right. That was the night before last. Anyway, the Reds now 2-6. Dodgers 5-2. 3-2 pitch is fouled off of the press box. Count remains 3-2. Tonight at 10:10, the Dodgers and Reds will play. Hunter Green will be on the mound for Cincinnati. He's 1-0 with a 5.40 ERA. Meanwhile, Julio Urias will take to the mound for the Dodgers. He had a tough start in his only other pitching appearance this year. 0-1 with a 13.50 earned run average. Hopefully the Reds can get things back in order. Here's a fly ball into center field. Cole waiting on it, and we'll bring it in for out number 2. Retreating back to the first base bag is Boggs. So at 2 outs now, and that runner still at first. Carson Wireman to the plate. Wireman had a single to right field when he batted in the first, and a fly ball out to right in the third. Kendall will continue to be holding Boggs on at first base. Breds 12-1 on the year. Greenup 11-5 coming in, and now a snap throw to first. It's not in time. Now a timeout called by Coach Logan. Oh, Coach Logan's thinking there was a balk. But the home plate umpire saying no. Wireman will stand back in there. Flag still blowing out towards right center field, as it has all game long. Next pitch is going to be just a bit inside for ball one to Wireman. And now time called by the first base coach, who will bring Carson Wireman down to chat with him about something. Well, do you have a big group to feed? Can't beat the deal on a Beast Pizza. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235-SNAP. Now coming back to the batter's box will be Wireman, and assistant coach Steve Logan goes back to his first base coaching box. From the stretch, Vaughn. And the pitch is going to be tipped foul into the mid of Harrington for a strike. So the count goes 1-1. I have a feeling that Coach Logan said, take a rip at this one. And that's exactly what Wireman did, but he couldn't catch up with the fastball by Vaughn. The 1-1 delivery is on the inside corner for strike two. 1-2 now the count. Now Vaughn just one strike away from getting out of the fifth with the score still tied at 0. The 1-2 pitch is outside and high. Runs the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Said the Breds open on Monday and will play Pendleton County here on the Hilltop on Tuesday. The break-even pitch is going to be popped up in the infield, in behind the mound, calling for it Harris. A major league pop-up just now being caught by Harris for out number 3. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. We're heading to the bottom of the 5th. And your score is still 0-0. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN. Back here at the Hilltop, we're heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. A lot of zeros out on that scoreboard as neither team has scored. Jay Sean Lewis, Malachi Feeback, and Cliffy McElvain, 8, 9, and 1 in the batting order coming up for the Thoroughbreds against Cohen Underwood, who so far has given up just 2 base hits. Now he has walked a batter and hit 2 others, but for the most part pitching very effectively. Meanwhile on our side, Corey Vaughn doing a good job. He sprinkled 5 hits through 5 innings. He has had 1 walk, which was intentional. He also hit a batter. He's also picked up 4 Knupplau strikeouts. So both pitchers pitching very well. Lewis, the left fielder, had a pop up to third when he came to bat before. Kentuckians are as good as their word. Know you can trust Kentucky's insurance company. Call Harrison County Farm Bureau today at 234-4514 and ask for Dustin or Amy.
Now batting, number 5, Jayshawn Lewis.
Lewis, the left-handed batter, will stand in against Underwood. Over at third, Cameron Carroll several steps in on the infield grass. First pitch to Jayshawn is going to be popped up foul and out of play over the third base dugout for strike one. Boy, they have really shifted around in the outfield for Lewis to pull. But a big gap in left center. Next pitch is going to be at the letters for strike two. Jayshawn 0 for his last 9. Trying to find a base hit here to break out of that slump. Shaking off the sign from Wireman was Underwood. Now the 0-2 pitch is going to stay outside for a ball as they tried to catch Lewis chasing the bad one, but Jayshawn wisely held off. Looks down to third base coach and head coach Mac Whitaker for the sign before stepping back in. The wind by Underwood and the 1-2 is fouled straight back at us. The count goes or remains 1-2. One of the players from Greenup County. In fact, the only player on the bench for Greenup County. No, 2. They got 2 guys. Comes out and retrieves that loose ball. Once again, the pitch is cranked into right center field. Gibson gives way to the center fielder Boggs at the very last second to get the catch for out number 1. They'll bring Malachi Feeback back to the plate. Feeback, the designated hitter, extended his hitting streak to 10 games in a row with a single back in the third.
24, Malachi Feeback.
He got all the way to third base before being stranded there. The only runner for Harrison County to get as far as third base today. Here's a bouncer foul just to the left of the Greenup County dugout for strike 1. So we're giving Jack Gullet a workout. He's retrieving those foul balls around his dugout area. Next pitch from Underwood to the plate is going to bounce up there to Feeback. Evening up the count at 1-1. 1 out, nobody on for the Breds here in the bottom of the 5th inning. No score. The wind and the 1-1 to the plate is going to be right at the letters for a strike. Feeback can't believe it. But it looked like a good pitch from here. Count goes to 1-2. Long look into his battery mate Wireman by Underwood. Now he finds a pitch he likes. The 1-2 is outside. Runs the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Feeback also a very good football player as well. Break-even pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. So 2 up and 2 down in the home 5th. Will take us back to the top of the order and Cliffy McIlvain. McIlvain bounced out to the mound in the first. He also had a sacrifice bunt in the third.
Now batting, number 25, Cliffy McIlvain.
Now Cliffy just trying to get on base. The wind and the pitch is going to be a bouncer to the right side. Hunt is there at second. He'll fire it on to first base. And for the second time in the ball game, Harrison County goes down 1-2-3. So we're heading to the 6th. And there are still goose eggs all over the scoreboard between this game, between Harrison County and Greenup County. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WC1.
Brock Kitchen.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. We're heading to the top of the 6th inning. Still no score. Your 5-inning total show Greenup. No runs, 5 hits, no errors, 6 left. For Harrison, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 4 left. Brock Kitchen, Cohen Underwood, and Dakota Toole, the middle third of the order coming up for the Musketeers. First pitch is low and inside for ball 1 to Kitchen. Kitchen was intentionally passed in the first. He's also been a strikeout victim. Left-handed hitting first baseman stands back in. And the next pitch is going to be popped up foul, and we'll say nope. Well, nope, it will hit the bleachers out of play. Count evens up at 1-1. 82 pitches have now been thrown by Vaughn. Cynthiana Hardee's is ready to take care of you. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Hardee's is a proud supporter of both the Breds and the Phillies. Kitchen stands back in there as Harrington looks to the dugout to get the sign that he'll flash onto the mound. And Vaughn's 1-1 pitch is going to be smacked into center field. Cole going back, and reaches up and makes the grab about 5 steps away from the 360 mark in straightaway center field. That ball hit by Kitchen, probably the hardest ball hit all day. But the ballpark was big enough to hold it for out number 1. Cohen Underwood, the pitcher, will come to the plate now. He's 0 for 2. A strikeout and a ground ball out to second base. First delivery to him from Vaughn is going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. Well, I tell you what, both pitchers, Harrison County's Corey Vaughn and Cohen Underwood for Greenup County, have pitched very well today. Exciting ball game. Next pitch is smacked foul and out of play. He hit a long, long way, but it's going to be well beyond the fence. No chance at all for Lewis to make a grab. This count goes to 0-2. Farm Credit Mid-America offers short-term loans that handle the present so you can focus on the future. Contact Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 and learn some more. The wind and the 0-2 pitch is going to sail high. Count goes to 1-2. 1 out, nobody on for Greenup here in the top half of the 6th inning. Vaughn gets the sign from Harrington, and his next pitch is high and outside again. Evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield playing Underwood deep. Break-even pitch is going to be lifted into right center field. Cole going back towards the fence and has enough room again to make the grab for out number 2. Couple of long fly balls by Kitchen and Underwood, but still the score knotted up at 0-0.
Now batting, number 22, Dakota Toole.
Dakota Toole, the designated hitter, coming to the plate now. He's batting for the right fielder, Jonah Gibson. He has struck out and popped out to J.D. Kendall. Vaughn wheels and fires the first pitch. It's going to be smacked past the outstretched glove of Harris and into right center for a base hit. That's the 6th base hit of the day for the Musketeers.
Now batting, number 11, Elijah Hankins.
Elijah Hankins to the plate now. Strikeout in the 2nd and a single in the 4th. Over at first, Kendall will hold Toole on. Toole has not even attempted a steal this season. And against the left-handed throwing Vaughn in a 0-0 game, I would be very surprised if he took off here. Here's a bouncer to the left side on the first pitch. McIlvain has it, throws on to first base, and it's just in time to catch Hankins by about a half a step. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. Heading to the bottom of the 6th-year score, Harrison County nothing, and Greenup County likewise. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WC1. All righty, here in the bottom of the sixth. No score for the Thoroughbreds. 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Elijah Harris, Gunnar Cole, and Cameron White against Cohen Underwood,
Now
who has
batting,
limited the
number
Thoroughbreds, who
33,
came
Elijah
into the game
Harris.
as a team batting .397. Today, just 2 base hits. First delivery to Harris is high and inside for ball one. He had squared the bunt, but then had to bail as that ball was near head level. Harris walked back in the third, flew out to center field in the first. Harris be a good guy to get on base in a game like this. Next pitch is cranked into center field and is going to drop in there for a base hit. So a leadoff single by Elijah Harris gets things going for the Breds here in the bottom of the sixth. Gunnar Cole will now come to the plate. Gunnar was hit by a pitch in the first, had a fly ball out to center field to end the third. Wireman looks into the dugout. Now Coach Logan is going to go to the mound as he wants to make sure that everybody in his infield and battery are on the same page with the speedy Harris over at first base. Wanting to make sure that what will happen if it's bunted to the left side or hit to the right side, or what you want to do with it if it gets to you quickly. Lots of decisions being made as the wheels start turning. Well, whenever you need them, Rick's Towing is there. 588-3882 is the number to call. If you stall them, they'll haul them. That's Rick's Towing. Home plate umpire slowly wandering towards the mound. And just as he gets there, the meeting breaks up. So time for the chess match to begin between Coach Whitaker and Coach Logan. Over at first, Harris will be held on by Kitchen. Cole, a senior, should be able to lay one down hopefully easily. Pretty good bunter altogether. Over at third, about 10 steps in on the infield grass is Carroll, expecting a bunt. So the pressure a little bit on now for both teams here in the bottom half of the sixth inning of a scoreless game. First pitch to the plate to Cole is bunted foul and out of play behind us for strike one. Breds back in action on Tuesday as we'll host Pendleton County at 5:15. On Wednesday, Model comes to town. There'll be a 5:30 start. Bourbon County will play them on the road on Thursday and then be on the road to Montgomery County on Friday. Next pitch to Cole is outside. Here's a snap throw down to first base, but not in time. Evens up the count at 1-1 on Gunnar. Cole gets the sign from Coach Whitaker before stepping back in the batter's box. Really crowding the plate is Gunnar right now. A look over to first base by Underwood, and the pitch is going to catch the outside part of the plate for a strike. Good pitch. Count goes to 1-2. One on, nobody out for the Breds here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Trying to generate a run. And that one run may be enough. But we got to get Harris around. Harris taking about a step and a half lead at first. The 1-2 to the plate is going to be bunted foul by Cole for strike three. So the first out of the inning is recorded. That is also the third strikeout today by Underwood. Make that the fourth one. Cameron White will now come to the plate. He singled his last time up between short and third. He's also had a ground ball out to second base. Underwood looks in to get the sign from Wireman. Now takes a glance over to first. And the pitch to White is going to be popped foul down the right field line. Chasing after it, the right fielder Gibson, but he won't have enough room to catch it. So strike one is recorded. Ernie's Sports Bar is open 7 days a week with daily lunch specials and 14 TVs to catch the game on. Check them out at the corner of Pike and Main. Number 16 stands in there and awaits the next delivery to him from Underwood. As Harris takes the lead. And now a throw over, and it's over the first baseman's head. Harris flies down to second base. The first error of the ball game committed by either team. An errant throw on a pickoff attempt by the pitcher Underwood. So E1 puts a runner in scoring position for Harrison County. White at the plate this year, 7 for 19 with runners in scoring position. A good time to get a smack somewhere. A gapper will most definitely score Elijah. Still just one out in the inning. Now stepping off the back of the rubber is Underwood. White wheels the bat around, now waggles it over his right shoulder. As Underwood pitches from the stretch, and the 0-1 is going to be down low, evening up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. White stands back in as Harris takes his lead from second, trying to keep him close as Hankins, in case there is a close play at the plate. A look back by Underwood, and the 1-1 pitch is swung through and missed. Count goes to 1-2 on White. So the junior right fielder needs to bear down here and do offensively in this plate appearance as he did defensively in yesterday's game, where he made 2 great catches. Underwood's 1-2 is smacked high and hard, deep center field, going back box, and this ball is off the fence on a hop. Harris had to wait. Now he's going to be waved home by Coach Whitaker. The throw will not be made. RBI double by Cameron White puts Harrison County in the lead 1-0 on the long fly ball to center field. Boy, it was one of these situations where eventually one of the pitchers would crack. And this time it happened to be Underwood as he put one right down the middle for Cameron White, who smacked it to center field. For White, that is his team-leading 4th double of the year and his 13th RBI. That'll bring Corey Vaughn to the plate. He's reached on a fielder's choice and struck out. Still just 1 out in the inning. And now time called by Vaughn. White takes his lead from second. The pitch to the plate is going to be smacked right into the glove of Carroll. He'll throw, well, he would have thrown it to second, but nobody was covering. But the second out is recorded on a very hard hit ball by Vaughn that just happened to go right into Carroll's glove. So if the runner's still in scoring position, it's second and 2 down. Mason Smiley to the plate. Smiley has struck out and been hit by a pitch. Come on, let's get a base hit here. Get us an insurance run. A look back at second by Underwood, and the pitch is going to drop in there. An off-speed pitch for strike 1. Wind really blowing out towards right center field. So a ball hit to the jet stream now would most definitely carry. Underwood's 0-1 to the plate is tipped foul. Count goes to 0-2. In the 7th inning, Greenup County will be sending 8, 9, and 1 in the batting order to the plate. Right now, they only have 1 run to make up in this pitcher's duel. Long look into his catcher, Wireman by Underwood, and the pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. But a run comes in the inning on the RBI double by Cameron White. That was one of 2 base hits. There were no errors and 1 left. As we head now to the top of the 7th year score, Harrison County 1 and Greenup County nothing. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN. All righty, here we go. Top of the 7th inning. Harrison leading Greenup County 1-0. Hunter Clevenger, Cade Hunt, and then back to the top and Matthew Boggs coming to the plate. Corey Vaughn trying to get the complete game shutout. He sprinkled 6 hits throughout the first 6 innings, but also has recorded 4 strikeouts. And although he has not walked a batter, he has hit a batter. It's the first pitch is taken for ball 1. What's going on? Good to see you, man. You doing all right? Good. You're looking good. Get your uniform on and get out there. Next pitch is going to be for a strike as the count goes 1-1. Clevenger is flown out to left and center. Breds trying to improve to 13-1 if they can hold on to this 1-run lead. Meanwhile, Greenup County trying to find the magic that got them that 5-3 win over LCA back last night when they trailed the entire game up until the last inning when they scored 3 runs. Next pitch is smacked into right center field. Going back Cole near the fence, reaches out, dives, and makes the grab. Outstanding play by Gunnar Cole, racing into the right center field gap, going horizontal, and making the grab for out number 1. That is the way championship teams win. That'll bring Cade Hunt to the plate now.
Number Cade Hunt.
Hunt with a double his first time up, the only extra base hit in the ball game for the Musketeers. He's also had a ground ball out to third. Vaughn winds and fires the pitch, and it's going to be popped up foul, and now to play the right side for strike 1. Excellent baseball game between these two teams that are both very, very good. Well coached. Vaughn's 0-1 delivery is smacked foul just to the right of the Harrison County dugout. Count quickly goes to 0-2. Breds attempting to win for the 3rd day in a row after beating Scott 13-7 on Thursday. Beat Dixie last night 5-3. The 0-2 pitch is smacked foul again. So the 9th place hitter, Cade Hunt, hanging in there. This count remains 0-2. Gunnar Cole, an outstanding catch in the right center gap to get this inning started. Next pitch is outside. Count goes to 1-2. It's about 3 really nice catches by Cole today, much like Cameron White did yesterday. The wind and the 1-2 to the plate is going to be tipped foul. So a couple of 2-strike pitches fouled off by number 1, Cade Hunt. On a pivotal batter, really, for Greenup is we'll go back to the top of the order in Boggs after he gets done batting. Harrison up 1-0 here in the top of the 7th with 1 out and nobody on. Vaughn's next pitch is going to be just a little bit high, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hunt, a junior, awaits the 2-2 pitch, which is smacked right into the glove of Smiley for out number 2. So 2 very hard-hit balls in this inning by Greenup County, but the outstanding catch by center fielder Gunnar Cole and Mason Smiley making a nice snag of that line drive himself as we go back to the top of the order and the last hope for Greenup County, Matthew Boggs. Boggs has had a couple of singles his last 2 times up after popping out to first in the first. First pitch to him here is taken for a strike. That was the 101st pitch thrown by Vaughn. The 0-1 to the plate is going to stay high. This count goes even at 1-1. Vaughn getting the save last night. Now looking for the victory today. The wind and the next pitch to the plate is going to be inside again. This count goes to 2-1. Vaughn has gone to a 3-ball count just twice, and both were to Cameron Carroll, who's on deck, hoping for a chance to bat here in the top of the 7th. Next pitch is smacked into center field. Cole has a beat on it, makes the grab, and Harrison County wins the game by a final score of 1-0. Outstanding pitching performance by both starters tonight. But Corey Vaughn, the victor, as Harrison County improves now to 13-1 on the season. Meanwhile, Greenup County loses 2 of 3 games in this tournament and drops overall on the year to 11-6. Good win. Very good win. We invite you to stay tuned now for our post-game show. We'll go over all the scoring and stats. We'll also have a chat with a member of the Harrison County coaching staff, as well as name our Judy Construction Company player of the game, and that's going to be difficult. We'll do all that after this timeout. But once again, from here on the hilltop in the Harris Memorial Hospital Invitational, Harrison County 1 and Greenup County nothing. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here on the hilltop, Harrison County wins by a final score of 1-0 over Greenup County in a pitcher's duel between Cohen Underwood of the Musketeers and our own Corey Vaughn. Took the game all the way until the 6th inning before Harrison County was able to score. Elijah Harris started out the inning with a base hit, then moved to second when an errant throw by the pitcher Underwood was made to the first baseman. And 1 out later, Cameron White sent one to center field for a double off of the fence, scoring Harris, and that was all she wrote. That was the only score of the game. Meanwhile, Corey Vaughn pitched very, very well, allowed just 1 extra base hit, and although Greenup County got a runner on base in all but 2 innings, kept the pressure on until the very end. So this is a good win over a good, well-coached team, and that's exactly what we needed here this afternoon. Harrison County now 13-1 on the year. Greenup County 11-6. Greenup County no runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 7 left. While Harrison County a run on 4 hits, no errors, they left 5 aboard. We'll take a break, come back, and name our Judy Construction Company player of the game after this timeout, as well as look and see how our guys did individually, both at the plate and on the mound. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WC1. Alrighty, back here at the hilltop, let's take a look at how our guys did offensively tonight. Cliffy McElvain in the cleanup spot went 0 for 2, but had a sacrifice bunt. Elijah Harris, of course, the big single and the run scored, the only run in the game for Harrison County. He also reached on a walk and had a fly ball out to center field, so officially 1 for 2, although he did reach base twice. Gunnar Cole played outstanding defensively. At the plate was 0 for 2 and was also hit by a pitch. Cameron White, the big double to center field, which drove in the lone run of the game. That was one of 2 hits today for Cameron, so maybe he's finally out of that offensive slump now that the weather has started to get warmer. He also had a ground ball out to second, so 2 for 3 in the ball game. Corey Vaughn, 0 for 3, but he did reach base once on a fielder's choice. Mason Smiley went 0 for 2. He was also hit by a pitch, so gets on base once. Lucas Harrington went 0 for 2. Jay Sean Lewis, 0 for 2 as well. And Malachi Feeback extends his hitting streak now to 10 games in a row with a single. That coming back in the 3rd inning. He was 1 for 2 overall. So congratulations to Malachi for extending that hitting streak to now double-digit games. Meanwhile, on the mound, Corey Vaughn, although he gave up 6 base hits, only 1 was for extra bases. He walked only 1 batter, and that was intentional. He did hit a batter and sprinkled 4 strikeouts throughout the game. So just a good performance by Vaughn as he ends up throwing 104 pitches in the game in the Harrison County win. So there are your numbers, both offensively and on the mound for Harrison County here today. Joined now by head Thoroughbred Baseball coach Mac Whitaker. And Mac, just like last night against Dixie, a good close win against a quality team.
That's the most important thing about the weekend is playing those kind of teams and playing under pressure. And we took this as a regional tournament weekend. Three tough games back to back to back, like you got to play in the regional tournament.
Right.
And you're not going to win regional tournaments 10-0. You
No.
got to play those close games. So I'm proud of that. I've got my good friend here, Greg Logan from Greenup County. We've been doing this a long time and been going there and him coming here, and he's just one of the better coaches. His teams are so hard to play against. They're so aggressive. They swing the bat. They don't go up there to wall.
Right.
And I just wanted to let you ask Greg a couple of things. He always likes to come in here. We like to go there, and we're just real good friends. But I've got so much respect for him.
Oh, yeah, Coach, you've had a great program for all 15 years. You've been the head over there. And like Coach said, this year no different. You all play so aggressive and so hard. You always put pressure on your opponents.
Well, we tried, but we didn't put it on until the 7th inning there. And I went out there in the bottom of the 6th. I said, I can promise you, Coach Whitaker didn't win all these ball games to not execute here. And I think number 3 guy is proving a point. You either bunt a baseball or you do something else. And but it's a great place to play. I had every intention of coming here and giving Coach Mack a loss, but we give it our best shot. Unfortunate, is the pickoff play, but, kind of overthrow. But hats off to our kids, and you've seen some very good ball clubs here. And hats off to Harrison County. I think you'll see this will be a team that you'll see in the state tournament. So, hey, when you get the opportunity to come and play the man, we'll take it every day. So thank you, Harrison County. Thank you, Coach Whitaker. Appreciate it, and hopefully we'll be back.
Well, good luck to you the rest of the way, Coach, and who knows, we may meet you again down the line.
Never know. Pretty good to see you. Yes, sir. Be safe.
All right, Coach Logan of Greenup County, and like you said, a quality coach that always has a good team. I cannot remember a bad Greenup County team.
Ever, and they're going to hit the ball. I've never seen a team more aggressive at the plate. They go up and they stand on the plate and they can say, you're going to throw it, we're going to hit it. We had a good pitcher today.
Yes.
Our pitcher is a competitor that just works, and he's tough to hit. And to win a game like that, and he couldn't throw his curveball first strike. We had to rely on inside, outside fastballs, and he just gutted it out and works. And, we play good defense.
Yes.
We got outfielders that make plays. We got infielders that make plays. We got a catcher that's tough. When you put all that together and they just fight, you got a chance.
Right.
And I'm just really proud of our kids. The intensity for today's game, staying in the game, in the dugout. You're going to fail sometimes. When you play good teams, you fail. Yeah. You got to forget that play, go to the next play, and go on.
Right.
It's more important what we're doing. And I saw some kids do that this week. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you can't be perfect every time. I'm going to still fuss at you, but you can't be perfect. But you got to stay in the game and make the next play. Look what Mason did.
Yeah.
He struck out there at the end, and I'm on him going back to dugout. The most important thing you do is go back there and get ready to play defense. Right. Did you see the play you made
Catches
there?
a line drive.
See, that's what you got to do. That's growing up, that you can forget that 2 minutes ago and go out there and be ready to make that play. That's where we grow up. That's why you play these kind of teams and play in tournaments and play one-run games. And that makes you so much better, and I feel so much better about our team. If it won 10-0, I'd rather win a 1-0 game. This.
Because like you said, those are the kind of scores, those are the kind of games you'll face in the regional tournament, and hopefully beyond.
This is the most important win we've had for 2 or 3 years, as far as being able to execute under pressure. Lucas picking that guy off at third base. I mean, we did some things. Our kids are tough. We really got a tough bunch of kids. I'm really proud of them.
Cameron White comes through with a couple of big base hits. Obviously, the biggest one, the double, but he also got a single, and hopefully he's coming out.
He just, you can't keep him down.
No.
And he's upset because he's not hitting perfect, but he's still hitting great.
Yeah.
Corey, the same way. They get upset when they don't get a hit every single time, and he just shot a rocket down there.
Yeah.
And for I don't know who it was at second, maybe Cameron at second, to get back on that.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's good base running. Yeah. Little things.
Just the little things. That's exactly right.
Titan is trying, when he got out at third base, he's trying to do what I asked him to do. Take that base on the ball in the dirt. Yeah. But what we're trying to get him to understand is he caught the ball.
Yeah.
So even though, he might have got 3 steps, you stop and go back
right.
as soon as you see he caught it. But he's working hard. Yeah. He's one that works. You seen him play left field last night.
Yeah.
I mean, he's another one that's a very important part of our team, and I'm just really tickled for all of them, and to experience success and to play tight games and have that kind of crowd.
Right.
Because this is the kind of crowd we're going to have in the regional tournament.
Yeah.
It's going to be packed. It's going to be pressure. We're going to have to be able to play, and this was a stepping stone for what we want to do.
Right. I mean, it was truly a tournament atmosphere.
It was.
All weekend long.
If everything, the teams, you couldn't get. I mean, look at our game against Dixie now.
Yeah.
I mean, we were on JD a little bit. Look what they've done to everybody else, and they didn't hit JD at all. So we plan these things Sarah had a great picture that we wanted to see, and they couldn't make it, but we made the most of it, and it was a very important weekend for us.
Oh, it is. Great for team confidence.
We're really for a lot of things.
Yeah.
And to get the community excited about us and think that we can be something and
Right.
do something, and you have that in the back of your head that you can do something.
Right.
And we got tough games. We got 3 good
Oh, yeah.
pitchers in our district that we got to beat, and so we just got to prepare and do the best we can. And the kids are working hard, and I'm happy for them. And now they can enjoy Easter Sunday.
Right. We got a couple of big district games coming up this coming week.
Who we got? Pendleton County?
Nicholas and Pendleton.
I didn't think we had Nicholas this
Oh,
week.
maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking about the girls. Never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pendle-
Pendleton this week,
Right.
and then Bourbon and Montgomery at the end. So we got 3 tough games,
Right.
and prom weekend. So we got some distractions, but hey, we're learning and getting better, and that's the most important thing.
Right. Well, congratulations
and
on the
winning
win.
at the same time.
Appreciate
So
you
much
coming
better
up.
to win it. Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah,
Jim.
yeah.
Appreciate the tough long weekend for you too.
Oh, it's baseball,
All you guys
Coach.
that help us out. It is. Look out there on the field. Our kids are having fun. There's Harper and Hank and Coda, and they're just playing. And it's just great to see the kids up here and all the people on the bank. And
Yeah.
It's I told when they came in Thursday night for our game, and the parents were looking at the field and seeing how pretty it was after all that rain. Everybody was amazed, but this
Yeah.
old field just keeps bouncing
It
back.
sure does.
Thank you, Jim. Thank all the stat girls. What a job this week.
'Cause they had a long weekend, too.
They did. Just
Yeah.
tremendous job. And the people that do the gates, and we just got a
Yeah.
great system here and great bunch of people. Brad and Dave taking care of the AD stuff and umpires, and we're just really fortunate.
Wish we are.
Let's keep it up. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
Let's name our Judy Construction Company player of the game now. It's I think we're almost have to give it to Cameron White. Cameron with a couple of base hits today, breaking out of a slump, especially the big run-scoring double in the 6th inning, which got Elijah Harris home with the only run of the game. So congratulations to Cameron White, our Judy Construction Company player of the game. Now, our next game will be on Tuesday. Now, some of y'all's schedules say that we're playing Model on Monday. We're actually going to be playing Model on Wednesday. It's the way the schedule kind of developed. But anyway, Tuesday, Pendleton County here on the Hilltop, 5:15 start. If you'll remember, back on, when was it? March the 30th, just before we went down to Florida, we beat Pendleton County up at their place 14-0 in 5. So come on up and support your Thoroughbreds, 5:15 on Tuesday when the Wildcats come to town. I want to thank my engineer back at the station, Mike Davis, who always does a great job. And as always, I want to thank all of our sponsors, because without their help, we would not be able to get Harrison County High School baseball on the air. So from the Hilltop in the Harrison Memorial Invitational, your final score for the final time, Harrison County 1 and Greenup County nothing. Good afternoon, everyone.